Okay, guys. It is that time. It is CPI Thursday. We've been waiting for this moment for quite a bit of time. We're about to jump into it. We're about to have a bunch of fun. But as always, we obviously need to just remain cautious about everything we're doing in this session, right? Huge volatility, massive opportunity to make huge gains, but obviously on the exact opposite and flip side, don't make a mistake on this one, right? CPI is going to be super volatile. And I do believe this particular CPI could have a bigger effect than what we've even seen in terms of the non-farm payrolls, as well as the interest rate decision that we obviously made quite a bit of money on. Now, again, if you're a part of yesterday's Dollars for Lunch, we absolutely smashed the market. We are currently in still a monster sell from that session. So if you're part and parcel of that, just put your hands up in the air just before we go ahead and have a look at our amazing community and every single one of you that are with us here right now. So just first and foremost, before we jump into it, our brand new academy is a few days away from being launched. I got a lot of questions earlier of people asking, how much is it going to cost? How much are the lessons? How much are the signals? How much are, the evaluation phases? How much is the mentorship? The most amazing part about what we're doing right here within Globex 360 is it's all absolutely free. You heard me right. The academies are going to be absolutely free. It's going to depend on your account size to obviously see what you qualify for. But provided you have an account, a live account, it's going to be absolutely free for every single one of you. We are going to be providing world-class market insight. We have an amazing analyst. They're going to be sending you daily market structures that we're going to go through and approve and have a look at opportunities on a live basis. That'll be put into your client terminal. It'll be sent through to you. We will have analysis on the day. We will have newsletters, write-ups on what do we think is happening in the markets, what should you be looking out for, as well as just insights in terms of what we're thinking about future events, things like that. That'll be emailed to you. It'll be put in your client area. It'll be put in your platform. The educational system is absolutely free. We're about to bring deposit bonuses back into play that we will be announcing very, very shortly. And you want to pay attention to Black Friday, as well as so much more, right? WebTrader will also be launched very soon, our brand new mobile trading application. And that blows away everything else that is in the market. Over and above that, right? You guys also have the cash back wallet. So meaning every time you place a trade, you earn real money, real dollars that you're able to go and transfer back into your trading account. You can withdraw it. You can go and put in fuel. You can do whatever it is you want. So there are a million reasons why you need to be a Globex 360 trader. There's no other broker out there that compares. Absolutely, there's no comparison, right? There's nobody else doing what we're doing. And this is all part of giving back and making sure we grow a family, a community within the trading world that is based on the values of Globex 360, and that's essentially transparency and integrity across the board. So just a massive shout out to every single one of you. Some huge updates that are coming, but I just want to go through our community and just welcome every single one of you guys. I can see there's a ton of messages already. I'm just going to start from the top and just see who is in the house. So I can see Ash in the house, Indy, let's see, Billionaire Boy, welcome, Medistation, Aiden Lloyd, Andy, Chad, Lucky, Wylon, okay, so Fabian, John, let's see, Andy, two Andys, let's see, Lucky, Bliss Star, Chris H, welcome, Colin, Tyler McKenzie, Sana, Amanda, Profit Chasers, welcome, Joseph, and let's see, Cruise Crew, Lucky, Chippo, Jamil, let's see who else is in the house. Guys, who else thinks we're going to see a positive CPI and see the dollar rally? Well, listen, we just cleaned up and obviously finished up the advanced analysis with our $100 live account clients, or everyone that has account balances of more than $100. And we could very well see a mixed bag today. I would like to see a future in which we see those numbers come in below expectation, meaning that weaker dollar and the indices rally, but we could see quite a bit of volatility. We can see a mixed bag. And again, the dollar has never failed to surprise. The dollar is under huge pressure, yet we could see higher than expected CPI data. We just see the dollar dominate this afternoon, right? Dollar dominating means a continued sell. So if you're part of our Dollars for Lunch session yesterday, we took those sells. We're still in those sells. I'm currently running $20,000 in profit on one of my trades in that sell as it currently sits. So as it sits, it's better for me based on our previous session. If the dollar gains value with the higher CPI numbers, we continue to see that fall. But hey, listen, markets are markets. We're going to let markets do what they do, and we're merely there to obviously follow. Another very important thing is obviously to understand our job is not to predict the markets. We get a lot of people asking, what is going to happen tomorrow? Where do I position myself? The reality as a trader, and there's nobody out there. It doesn't matter if it's Warren Buffett. It doesn't matter who's out there from an investing and a markets understanding perspective. Nobody can predict the markets, right? What we're able to do is prepare ourselves with tools, with skills, with information, with past data, with analysis to be in a position to execute depending what the markets give us, right? And I think that's important to understand, is that trading is half proactive, and that's in the preparation, but most of trading is reactive based on market conditions. Is looking at market structures, anticipating what could end up coming and preparing for that, but being able to essentially deal with the market either way, whether it's a buy, whether it's a sell, whether the data is positive, whether the data is negative. And that is what gives the trader an edge to be consistently profitable and stay on the horse, right? That's a very, very important thing I just want to point out there. Just continuing the shout outs there really quickly. I can see Samos is in the house with us. Barista Tabi, I don't know if I butchered your name there. And I can see Jamil's there. I think I already mentioned that. Ruan, Forex Trader, Prince, Siozwane, Pato, almost said potato, my apologies. And then we see Sixo, Nadir, Cabello. Let's see, I think I've called out just about everyone. I might have missed you, but if I missed you, apologies. Yes, it's going to be a massive, massive afternoon. Now, first and foremost, if you're brand new here, please put up your hand and let us know. We are going to be doing a couple things, right? So first things first, I'm going to be giving away something very, very special towards the middle for the MVT, right? This is going to be the most valued trader that sits within our chat. This is going to be someone who is the hype king or queen in the chat, right? We're going to make you hype king or queen of this chat. So someone who's bringing the energy, bringing the answers, bringing the positive vibes. We're going to look and vote together as a community who is our MVTs, right? And there's going to be potentially up to 3 of you. And what I'm going to be doing in terms of that, whoever's our MVTs, I'm going to be doing 2 things. And I'll announce, let me just tell you up front, right? First things first is whoever are the 3 MVTs, we're going to be looking at a $250 credit towards your live trading account. You need to already have a live trading account. The trading account needs to be a bare minimum of $100 to qualify to be picked. In addition to that, I'm going to be hosting a private session at the end of this month, right? So if you are in Gauteng or closer surrounds, I'm going to be taking in 10 clients, 10 traders, Globex 360, part of the Globex 360 family, and you're going to be able to come and spend a day with me. Bring your laptop, bring whatever, all the costs are on me, and we're going to sit down, we're going to answer questions, we're going to go through some deep analysis and look at your trading journey and how we can obviously change that. That is going to be for the 3 MVTs within the chat community. As we go, we're going to ask to vote on certain things. Do we think the market's going to go up? Do we think the market's going to go down? If we make some profit, I'm going to utilize some of that profit to then give away some more credits to your live accounts, right? So again, we'll be asking for predictions. You're able to predict and vote whoever it's closest to that number, provided I actually make a profit today. It would suck if I lost money and then had to give away money, but provided we make some money today, regardless, I believe we will. I will be then giving some of that back away towards you guys, right? That'll be towards credit of your live accounts. And again, to qualify for that, you need a minimum of $100 within your Globex 360 live account. So again, you guys are going to obviously be able to do your thing and chat within here, and we will obviously have some fun with that regardless. Okay, so let's go. So first things first, guys, let's look at the data. Let's go through it. We're going to go through it in a ton of detail. We are sitting about 24 minutes away from that CPI data release, right? We are going to get the data. It's going to come through. We're going to let that market move. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to decide whether we're going to trade all the way into the New York Stock Exchange. If we don't get the moves we're looking for, we'll trade all the way into 4:30, and then we'll wrap this up at 5. But if we get the moves that we need and we bake a couple thousand pips over the different trades, then we'll obviously wrap this one up nice and early and allow these trades to run. Okay, so what's your view on today's CPI data? So Tish is asking, what's the view? So first and foremost, right, if we have a look at the data points of what we're going to get out today, I've explained this in previous sessions, and we obviously went into a bit more detail with our live session with our live account clients. But essentially we have, 2 points of data, right? We have the initial jobless claims. That's going to obviously have an effect. More and more people applying for or claiming unemployment benefits. That is going to have an effect on the dollar, right? There's an expectation it'll grow from 217,000 unemployment or people filing for unemployment or jobless things to 220. So a slight increase of 3,000. Nothing major there. It is what it is. If that number comes in lower than expected, so we see 210, 190, 180, somewhere in that range, that's going to be good for the dollar. That will be one of the things that are going to come into the mix here. But our focus for today is going to be core CPI month on month, as well as CPI month on month. So these two numbers here are going to be our main focus for the day, and these are going to be the main two drivers for the day. We do have yearly versions of this, but the yearly versions are really looking at where we are last year to this date. And I think we all know, this is currently where we are. It's the reality, right? The US is sitting in an inflationary stage, and I don't believe this is going to have a big driving factor. The markets right now are looking at, have we reached the peak? And these are going to be the two focuses. Now, to summarize, CPI, Consumer Price Index, basically entails all of the things that consumers spend money on. So when this number goes up, in a normal economy, it signals health. It means that people are spending more money. Potentially things are costing a little bit more, which means growth. If you can mark up something, right? If you can mark up, the price of a car, if a BM is going from 600,000, they can mark it up to 650, and they believe people will buy that. It means that there is money in the markets, and I'm hoping we're going to see this dude come back into play. We will talk about him in a second. In terms of Trump, I do miss the guy. He gave us a ton. He made jokes and news extremely easy, just with these tweets alone. So we see prices increasing means in a normal economy, things are healthy. In an economy that's printed a ton of money to get through coronavirus, through this current recession, and please understand, the US is in recession, both technically and statistically. The rest of the world is to follow. So if you're in the SA, the predictions are 4 to 6 months, we are going to head into a deep recession, and it could, really make the housing crisis look like it was just a happy time. So obviously big things are coming. In those periods, for things to cost more and more, it's a sign of inflation. So these CPI numbers increasing is supposed to be bad for inflationary term. Federal Reserve is obviously going to come in a little bit harder, and we're going to see some crazy things. However, in this particular item, or this particular stage that we're in, higher CPI is going to be temporarily good for the dollar and temporarily bad for the stock market. In this particular stage, and why I believe this number is going to be so important today, is that this number will indicate whether the Federal Reserve and Papa Powell have made any impact on inflation whatsoever, and what that could look like, right? That is going to be fairly important. A higher than expected reading is going to be good for the dollar. Commodities such as gold will sell. Indices such as US 30, otherwise Dow Jones, as well as NASDAQ, otherwise also known as US 100, will sell, right? Stronger dollar, bad for stock markets. A weaker dollar, which is what the ideal outcome would be. If we look at this massive fierce sell on indices, a weaker dollar is an ideal outcome because there is 5 to 20,000 pips of north side range should we get a weaker dollar. A weaker dollar would mean and constitute, I don't know, US 30 is begging to be on the screen, no matter how many times I tell it to go away. US 30 can't wait to be the main star of the show here. But in any event, if we have a look at this core CPI number, if core CPI, right, comes down, 6.5 or 6.4, it's bad for the dollar, going to be good for indices. However, the big issue we're going to have here is going to be sitting on the CPI month on month for October, right? That includes energy. The differences between the two is core is just the main goods, excluding food and energy, because food and energy have the most volatile fluctuations and account for majority of the fluctuation. That's why they split. So CPI is more than likely to come out higher than expectation because of, Saudi Arabia cutting the barrel production by 2 million barrels a day. And as you guys know, when there's demand remains the same but supply drops, you obviously see Fabian starting with these stories. Zuma's going to struggle to read the amount of pips we're about to make. Okay, so when when supply remains the same, but so when supply drops but demand remains the same, things become more and more expensive in those particular sessions. So CPI is expected to rise. In the ideal world, we'll see CPI drop and core CPI. That will be monster buys for indices, right? We will see the stock market absolutely eat up those numbers. We'll see some massive buys on US 30. We'll see some massive buys on things like gold. Similar thing for Euro USD. So if these numbers come out below expectation by a good standard deviation, we're going to see massive buys on Euro USD. We'll see massive buys on XAUSD, which is gold, as well as US30, S&P 500, as well as the NASDAQ. So that's what we're looking at. However, we do need to prepare for a situation where we get a mixed batch, which is probably the most likely situation we're going to receive. So what might end up happening today, what is the most likely outcome, is we're going to see a higher than expected CPI number, right? We might get a 0.7, a 0.8 even. I think 0.7 is more realistic. That would cause a little bit of fear in the markets, and then we'll see US30 on all these other items fall. We'll then obviously get a core CPI number that I think will be better than expected, and that will stabilize the markets. That's going to cause potentially a whipsaw, right? So the way we're going to trade this is either by entering live trades. I've taken our live account holders through pending order setups with trailing stops. If you don't have a pending order, you'll need to enter a live trade, and you're going to have to use a trailing stop with a stop loss, which in moments like this is not ideal because you're going to have to be very, very quick to enter those orders and manage that risk. So in the event we get a mixed batch, we're going to see a whipsaw, and the markets need to weigh up and decide which is more important to them. Is the fact that CPI in general is dropping, and do markets understand that energy is the contributing factor, which is understandable, that leads to a better place from an inflationary perspective that we started to peak? Or will markets freak out and say, energy is too high and this and the next thing? I think in a mixed bag situation, right, the dollar will get weaker, right? I think the markets will see that there is some sort of finality to this inflationary issue, and that overall we'll see a whipsaw, then overall we'll see US30 start to build in value. In the event we get both of these numbers above expectation, you can just know and understand the dollar is going to spike quite hard, US30 is going to fall, gold's going to fall, Euro USD is going to fall, right? So in either of these events, I just want to point out that a pending order and a trailing stop is subject to your internet connection. It's not subject to the broker. It's not subject to our servers on the broker side, meaning that your MetaTrader is responsible for placing and moving that trailing stop. So if you're sitting on a mobile connection, if you're hotspotting next to KFC on the beach or in the middle of the desert, please don't expect your trailing stop to execute within 200 milliseconds of response time. It may be delayed. So that's why you may end up seeing I'm connected directly into a fiber link. This is a 1 gig connection. It's one of the largest residential fiber links that is available, and my execution latency to the server is obviously extremely low. So again, if you're using trailing stops, you just want to make sure your internet connection is great. And then again, this is something people won't tell you because they don't want you to use a trailing stop. They don't want to see you lock in profits very early. A trailing stop will essentially engage and obviously run in. Now, obviously, these are all items that are covered in our academy. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure the link down below, open up your Globex 360 live account, get it funded with a bare minimum of, let's say, $100, so that you get notified as the academy becomes live and you're the first people to go through this life-changing academy. I've seen all the academies around the world. I've seen all the courses and infrastructure that are out there. This makes that look like primary school, right? It takes you through a learning process that is easy to understand at your pace. You can go through subjects and syllabuses at your pace, and you can even go ahead and complete assignments and submit them directly to me, that I can obviously help and evaluate and push you in the right direction. So it is next level, and it will continue to change from time to time. Okay, Colin Blatt lead said, I want to be like all of Yes, guys, and please don't revenge trade, right? That's going to be super, super important. Fabian Daniel says, you have learned your lessons. Okay, yes. And again, risk management. I think I mentioned that to the earlier team, but I don't know if I was just 100%. I haven't even seen where I'm sitting. I'm sitting with like the chat halfway in my face. It's been a long day. I apologize. All right. So as always, let's get into the charts, because talking about the market is not as good as seeing the market. So that's what we're going to do right now. Is we're going to open up the charts, and I'm essentially going to be looking at 3 things today. So I'm going to be looking at Euro USD. I'm going to be looking at gold, and I am going to be looking at US30. Right, those are going to be the 3 things I'm going to be looking at, and nothing else. For those of you who want to take other instruments, you're more than welcome. You're absolutely welcome. Just remember, those are going to be my focuses. So Euro USD, I'm going to be looking at gold, and then I'm going to be looking at US30. So what I'm doing for this particular session is I'm simply just mapping out my charts, and I'll show you guys my screen in a second, just getting things slightly more organized. And then what I'm looking for is not necessarily correlation, but I'm looking to take advantage of all markets across the board, right? So having a look at my charts. So above me, just above my head over here, you can see I've got Euro USD right over there. I've got US30 in the dead center. These are all 1 minute time frames, except gold is currently sitting on a daily, right? Gold is sitting on a daily, and I just want to point out the last 2 days, gold is stalled out, right? We obviously got some of that data that obviously caused that massive bull move on gold, the loss in the dollar, and I'm just considering where gold is currently sitting, and we will develop a strategy for that as well. Now on Euro USD, we've already been in the previous advanced session, already mapped out some of this market structure. You're welcome to follow that on a 1 minute time frame, but we've already set up our pending orders, and we're looking at about a 200 points, which is 20 pip stop loss on that range, and we are looking at 150 pip trailing stops for these orders. So the second we get within a minute's range of that announcement or of that CPI data, we will tighten up our stop losses. This is not the ideal way to trade these high interest or high impact news events, but it's an ideal way to deal with latency, right? At the moment, the stream is running from the time that I speak to the time that you hear it at exactly 2.5 seconds time difference. Now, when dealing with high volatility events, I do prefer to manually enter and put a trailing stop and put a stop loss because I've got then choice over that matter, depending how big those moves are. But accounting for the delay in me inputting that information and the delay in the stream, you could be anywhere, 5 to 10 seconds behind me. And for that reason, a pending order is going to be your best friend in terms of getting that early execution. Positioning of your stop loss and your trailing stop, that is something that obviously there's no one set number for everybody, because again, that's going to come down to your risk management, what your account can afford to hold. Some accounts can afford big stop losses, big orders. Some accounts can afford small trades with smaller stop losses. So again, risk management is going to be up to you. Now, if you are going to be trading indices with me today or alongside me, I just want to point out that for every 0.10, right? For every 0.10, this is currently Euro USD, open up my US30. So for every 0.10, right, you are looking at, so 0.10, you are looking at 1 cent per pip, right? And we talk about a pip, we talk about 10 points per pip. So if we look at the markets moving 1,000 over here, right? Let's get it there, right? If we have a look at that 10,000 points move, that counts for 1,000 pips. If you're entering a 0.10, that will mean that's $100, right? 1 cent times 1,000 is $100. So I just want to make you aware of that. That's going to help you with your stop loss, going to help you with your risk management. And really, before these sessions, it's important to sit down at least an hour or two beforehand. Once you've got used to your accounts and your risk management, it's just a number in your head, and I can afford on this account to lose X or lose Y, because you can only put in what you're willing to lose. If markets run and rally and do a 4,000, 5,000 point move, then that's all profit. That's great. But you've got to work on what are you willing to lose, right? If you're not willing to lose that amount, don't place the trade. It's as simple as that. So Maxwell, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the Globex 360 live TV community. Now, again, we do everything well today. We should see it rain, but if we don't, it's going to be a little bit of a risky one. So remember, we still have votes in for MVT. So I'd like you guys to go ahead and vote. Specifically, those of you who've been with us in all our live sessions this week, I'd like for you to vote which individual, and it's one vote, just one vote. Who do you believe this week has been the most valued trader from a comment and hype king or queen perspective in the chat, right? So I'd like you just to tag one person. I know who, I've got somebody in mind who's been consistently in the shows, commenting, doing trades, sending me screenshots, making profits, following advice, and really just doing amazing things. Colin's saying Fabian again, Chad is saying Peter. So please go ahead and yeah, let's go. Manage your risk, people. Let's get that money flowing on the screen, Dane. So Fabian's asking a special request. He wants to see money flowing on the screen. I'll give you even more, right? I'll give you Trump and money, if that helps. If Trump and money helps, then I'll give you guys that as a bit of a motivation. right? If you guys want to see Trump get back into things, we obviously would like to see that he'll keep it entertaining for us. Besides the tweets, we still need to figure out how we're going to deal with the tweets. So in any event, speaking about the market structure, on US 30, we have this little ascending channel, right? This little channel here. Now, again, as you guys know, after a volatile move, right? After a big bear move, which we saw yesterday, here's our sell from yesterday, right? There's that sell that I'm currently running in $18,000 right there. But ultimately, that sell that we're seeing over there, this move that we're seeing develop after that sell, this is a correction, right? This is a range after a highly volatile move in the markets. This is generally something we see that in normal market conditions will range to a sufficient point of retracement and then continue with the next impulse to the downside. So without external news events, this should break to the downside, just from a price action perspective. And again, it's not written in stone. That is just on average. When you see a big move and there's a range, 7, maybe 8 times, and that's pushing it, 8 of those times it will break downside. So again, not written in stone, but that's what price action is. It's an observation of the battle between buyers and sellers in a particular market space and understanding it visually through market structures, right? So if it was a normal market, we should expect to break down to the downside. But again, looking at this data, yeah, it's obviously going to be mull. Chris is saying my nerves right now are shot, but these setups make me feel easy a bit. Yeah, so I think that's obviously, you know, the big thing here is that, you know, going through this data and speaking through it is what it's all about. Fabian, people are absolutely loving you. Fabian's going back, voting, paying the vote forward back to Colin. Amazing. Fabian, you've won before. Colin just won $500 like last week, I think it was, or $250. I don't remember. Colin's just doing his thing, making money. Okay, good stuff. So anyway, our focus is going to be US 30. I wish we could get a better view on it. I mean, the only real way to do this is maybe really zooming in. Again, that massive move from last week. The second we scale our charts even slightly, right, from a zoom perspective, then that move from last week distorts our charts. If you guys want to see the new trading platform, we have a few minutes that I can go ahead and showcase to you guys the future of what trading is going to look like. And it absolutely makes MetaTrader look mentally useless, right? It puts MetaTrader on the spectrum, right? It makes MetaTrader look like it's on the spectrum. Nothing wrong with being on the spectrum, just I don't want to trade with it. Okay, let's have a look at this. So here's the future of what trading is going to be looking like extremely soon, right? It is, now this is purely in WebTrader, right? Meaning super smooth, super responsive. Obviously got a bunch of things running on this machine and a bunch of things running on the system, but it's just an absolute pleasure to trade with, right? If I want to go into more advanced sort of looks and I want to jump into the fundamentals, I can go in. I've got news, I've got data, I've got currency strength. Even more than that, I can go ahead and build my own custom layouts if I just want to have a super detailed currency layout. And also, plus it's in dark mode, right? This is linked to my live account. So there you can see what was $20,000 now currently running that $18,000 mark. But you can see, you just see so much. And the best part about it is it links right back into our Globex 360 client area. So directly from in the platform, I can log straight back into my client area and I have access to move money, do whatever I want to do within the WebTrader as well. This will also be built into our application. So we are currently running a beta testing for those of our clients who have live accounts. We've given access to go and play around and just enjoy some things here. We are developing it consistently, and we will eventually have an ability to essentially chat and speak with you directly within here. Live broadcasts will be hosted within the platform. Our education will be within the platform. It's just taking things to a whole new area. In addition to that, guys, just really quickly about the client area, you'll see we're integrating all of our amazing things directly within the client area, right? So if you guys have a look here, right, this shows, right, the information on the shows will always be in the show, in the actual client area itself. But if you have a look just there, you're going to start to see what's going to end up happening, right? Our brand new academies are going to be built directly in here. So it's available to you. Our live TV is available just next to me over here, available to you. And then again, all of our amazing tools that are going to be launching, right, in terms of performance stats, events calendar, market reports, volatility analysis. So in terms of what we're looking at in the markets, as well as some of our favorite trades that we are going to be putting out will also be available to you here, right? So there's a ton of information that's going to be coming to you. It takes a signal, it makes a signal look like absolute rubbish, right? This is a detailed analysis, branded. We have a write-up, what it is we're looking at. You can choose between Forex, crypto, commodities, or indices, and this will give you even a probability of how likely this is going to break out and happen. This is all coming to you guys extremely soon, and it is the future of how we're going to be doing things. So guys, listen, it's time to get pumped. We are about 2 minutes away, and it's time to bring the energy because we're about to get into it. We are about 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from getting that CPI to see some serious volatility. And again, we will be entering some trades manually, but we are going to be reading the data and we'll be reacting to the data. We're not trying to predict this. The prediction is only way you're going to burn your fingers. When market gets close, I'm going to pull my pending orders closer to price, all my advanced students. And, you know, again, if markets take off, we'll catch that price. If markets linger, we will also catch that price towards the downside. So I'm going to start to drag my price a little bit closer. I'm not dragging it to activation. I'm literally just dragging it to the edge of where markets have extended to, right? So I'm going to simply just drag, but I'm looking for an entry on US30 at that 32645, 32645. We're going to do the same with my Euro USD trades. So we can start to see Euro USD is starting to give us an indication that we're going to get that dollar weakness. So I'm literally just going to drag that over there. I'm going to do the same with my sell stop. I'm putting it over there. Now remember, these are pre-configured to already have some trailing stops in place, right? So meaning if markets shoot up, it's going to take that order and it will drag my trailing with it. And then the same thing on gold. I'm just simply looking at gold. I'll probably enter manually just because gold has been a little bit crazy lately. I don't trust gold at this point. So we may utilize a structure, something of that nature, just to look at the price of gold. And we simply just want to clear that level to start to look at that from a buy or sell perspective. So for this reason, I'm going to go ahead and I'll essentially just open up that. We have US30 on the far left, XAUSD in the far right. I'm going to put Euro USD right here in the middle. It might reorganize that. It has reorganized it. I've got Euro USD on the left, US30 dead center, and then we have gold on the right hand side. So essentially what we're going to be doing here is we're going to wait for this announcement to pop out. Let's quickly switch over to that economic calendar, and we are now due. Initial jobless claims bad, right? This is good for us, good for indices, good for a buy. Let's see what the CPI numbers come in as. Oh, that's beautiful. Let's go. Let's go. So we are lagging on the data here. I just want to double check here. Okay, US30 is reacting negatively. And even though, let's see what we're getting here. Gold's reacted extremely positively on negative dollar. Euro's acted extremely positively on that number right there. So we are in those buys, and our stop losses should be in profit. So depending where you are on Euro USD, you should be in massive profit already. I'm already at $1,000 in profit on that Euro USD current position. Let's have a look here. So my system is lagging. I actually can't tell where we are. It seems like my system said, not today. I'm gonna make you wait. Let me go over to that one. Might give me a better read on what's busy happening. I don't know if you guys are flying blind or it's just me. Okay, so yeah, it is good for US30. So US30 orders should be activated. I just don't know where my US30 is. So US30 is in profit, right? Okay, that's the joy of trading, right? When you're subject to technology, anything can happen. John, is US30 in profit? John, mad profit. I actually can't read what it is. 33160. I can't even read where my profits are. Oh no, I'm saying you're in profit. You're in profit. Oh, look at that trade. Let's go. Look at that trade. I'm in a 40 lot buy there. I just want to change my trailing stop there. So I'm going to make that like a 10,000. I'm making a 14,000 point trailing. Look at that trade there. So we caught that beautiful buy. I just need my setup to update. So you guys should be 150% on your account, 200% on your account. So Ruan just made 200% of your accounts. You've doubled your accounts. I don't know how much profit I'm in. Holy smokes, that's $17,000. Have a look at that buy there. So it closed up my 20,000 buy and just pulled back and just closed up $17,000. My Euro USD is currently running $1,100 in profit. Let's just have a look here quickly in terms of my, look at that buy there, just closed up at $16,000. Guys, that's 250,000 Rand. It's $250,000 right there. Look at Euro USD to the top side, absolute monster. So if you guys caught Euro USD, you should be in about 70 to 80 pips of profit. And remember, for currency, that is big, right? For currency, that's big. I'm going to go into a 30 pip trailing stop. So let's have a look at what happened to the numbers. And again, this is the beauty of a pending order. Unfortunately, I froze out, so I couldn't see anything. Oh, look at those numbers. Let's go. If you guys are in this one, you should be absolutely smiling, right? That is a monster trade right there. It's the best case. We're looking out for that weaker dollar, and this will continue to run. So this is brilliant for the economy. It's brilliant for gold. It's brilliant for Euro USD. It's brilliant for indices. These rallies will continue. So if you can try and hold that on, then you are good to go, right? We should be in really, really good profit across the board. Yeah, you guys should be absolutely having the time of your life. So we should see today clients double, triple, quadruple your live accounts, and you guys should all be smiling. Colin saying, I've just made the most profit I've ever made in your live accounts. Guys, I want to see those profits, right? So I'm going to go and do this in terms of just to add on the fact and just make the devil completely jealous this afternoon. Go ahead and take a screenshot of your profit. Go ahead and share that with me. Go ahead and share that. My direct Telegram link is down below. But even better than that, go ahead and tag Globex360 on Instagram. And what I'm going to be doing is the first 5 people who tag Globex360 on your story on Instagram, you can go ahead and tag me. My tag is at Dane_DVDM, and you'll kind of see I'm the only Dane out there with whose mom was super creative with my name. Thanks, mom. But you go ahead and tag me as well as Globex360. The first 5 people to tag us on Instagram with your profits, you can put in there, you trade with us live, whatever it is that you want, double, tripled your account, whatever the case may be. The first 5 people to tag us in that, we're going to go ahead and give you an additional $250 credit towards your live account just to make the devil jealous, right? So if you've already doubled your account, we're going to add another $250 credit towards your account. That means if you've made $200-300, we're going to add another $250, whatever the case may end up being. And yeah, that's something to write home about. So an amazingly successful session. I would love for you guys to go ahead and post this live broadcast. I'd love for you guys to go ahead and share this, because this is the type of stuff that traders need, right? Yes, there's days we lose, right? That has happened, but we've dominated almost every single week. And this is why partnering with Globex360 and being a part of this, making Globex360 Live TV possible, as well as the Ed Academy, as well as every single amazing human being that serves every single one of our clients at the offices, all the way from our executive team, all the way down to whatever level. There's so much passion for what it is that we do and what we do in the markets, integrity. And that is what has brought us into the space of having Globex360 Live TV. So when you guys go ahead and hit the like button, when you go and share, when you go and subscribe, it really sends a message back to the team that you enjoy the type of content that we're putting out here and it's of value to you. This does not happen anywhere else in the world live, right? Guys will send you a signal. They'll charge you 1,000 Rand a month, 500 Rand, 300 Rand. They'll sell you a robot. They'll tell you to subscribe to some network marketing thing, whatever the case may end up being. But the reality is that, you know, we want to, as Globex, make sure that you get the best level of education, information, quality on a daily basis. And that is what this is all about. So I want to go ahead and ask you guys, go ahead and just share the stream. It is a public broadcast. even once we end, somebody else can watch this, and there is somebody you may know out there that needs this exact opportunity, right? Again, we know that the US is in recession. We can obviously see it from the numbers. We can see it from all the Federal Reserve interest rate decisions. We're about to see the same thing hit SA very, very, very shortly. There's going to be an opportunity and a need for people to look for alternative sources of income. And it's far better to learn a skill and have a facility to understand these things. Again, our academy is going to be 100% free. Our academy is going to blow everything out of the water, and it's available to you as a Globex 360 client. So if you're not a Globex 360 client, go ahead down below, create your Globex 360 live account, fund it, and take advantage of a million and more reasons why the only place to be in the markets is with the best partner, that is Globex 360. There's a stigmatism out there that the brokers are against clients. And yes, some of these other guys are, right? Some of these other broker fly-by-nights are essentially running B-books. They want you to lose. Globex 360 is your partner, whether it's for a year, or whether it's for 10 years, whether you make $100, you make $10 million, the partnership is right here. That's what it's all about. We want to build a relationship with every single one of you. And again, the chats in the community, you guys are absolutely amazing. That is what it is all about. We're not looking to create this thing where you've got to call someone your guru or your mentor. There's things that I can learn from you, and there's things that you can teach me. And that is how we do things in terms of the markets. So I think, Fabian, it's clear to say you are definitely part of the most valued trader. Fabian, as always, I think Fabian's paying people to vote for him. I'm joking. But yes, Fayaz, I saw a couple votes for Fayaz as well. Fayaz saying he's naming his next kid Globex 360. We should still be running in deep profits, regardless of where your trades are. My Euro USD is running $1,600 in profit, which is absolutely mad. There we go. Globex 360 already reshared my post. Well done, Colin. Let's just see who are our MBTs. You guys are absolutely amazing. And some people are saying best broker in the world. Globex 360 is taking over. Guys, if you don't know it already, there's going to be a point in time. There is going to be no other clear option outside of Globex 360. This is where it's at. Wow. Jasmine Nika says, after failing 3 times, I took my $130 account to $300. Beautiful. Andrew saying MT4 closed me out, but in a very good, decent profit. What a trade. Thank you, D-Dog. Absolutely much appreciated. Faber's still saying in the blues, my PH decided to reboot because that. Guys, I'm going to vote Fayaz because Fayaz just makes, I can't read Fayaz's comments and not lose my, yeah, I can't say what I'm thinking. It's PG. But yes, I'm going to vote Fayaz personally. I'm going to put in a vote there. Just put Fayaz in that vote. Yeah, that's what I love about the community, guys. It's not about, I really, not that I hate. I don't like people saying mentor this, guru that, whatever the case may be. I'm a retail trader just like you. I've put in the time. I've had to lose a ton of money to make a ton of money, and that's the process. And I think, as long as there's that level of respect for each other, I don't care what it is you guys call me. For me, I consider every single one of you family. If you're a client of Globex 360, I consider you family. If you're not yet a client of Globex 360, I can still consider you family because you will become one at the end of the day, at some point, shape, or turn. We have so many amazing things outside of what I've mentioned. Probably another 30 things are going to hit the markets before the next quarter, and it's going to make no sense to be anywhere else, right? That is what it is all about. Yeah, so I'm voting for Fayaz. Let's just see what else is happening here. I never knew the pending orders were given earlier on. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's what the advanced session was for setting up those pending orders, right? That is for Globex 360 live account clients and the public broadcasters if you wanted to take that manually and enter. Remember, I explained, numbers come out negative, we would shoot to the top side. If they come out positive, we would shoot downside. Yeah, absolutely. So guys, please go ahead and smash that like button. I can see we have a ton of people watching us. The like button is down below. Go smash it 3, 4, 5 times, whatever the case may end up being. I just want to go ahead and just share some of the insight we're getting in our inbox in terms of clients that are currently sharing their profits. Let's go have a look. If you guys don't mind, right, I am aware this is a public broadcast. I don't want anybody's information shared, but I mean, we have a ton of clients right now that are just sharing their profits in terms of what they are busy doing, right? I can see people are making good money. Beautiful stuff. So beautiful stuff. 2,000 on that first item there. Wow, that's beautiful stuff. People smacking profits across the board. Wow. 80% gain on his account for today. Let's see, slash the goats. Beautiful stuff. Nice grow on that account there. Beautiful trades. His last couple trades really, really smacking it. Beautiful stuff, guys. You guys are absolute machines. Love it. Love to see it. That's what it's all about. And I can see a ton more of them in terms of your testimonies, in terms of your screenshots, in terms of your profits. And that's what it's all about. And it's continuing to run. Right? I'm now sitting on $2,000 on my Euro account, on my Euro trade, over and above the fact that we've obviously already, on that previous spike on US30, $17,000 just smashed in right there. Doubled my account from Ruan saying doubled account from $600 to $1,200. Right, that's what it's about. That's what it's about right there. Not necessarily doubling your account, like that's great and that's amazing. But where else can you make $600 in the space of 30 minutes, realistically? Right, legally speaking, where could you make $600 in 30 minutes? That's 10 grand for 30 minutes worth of work. That means that your value, right? And I really want people to think about this. Your true value as a person is not a salary of 3,000-4,000 rand a month, right? If you can make $600, which is 10,000 rand in 30 minutes, it means that your hourly rate of what you're potentially capable of, as an example, is 20,000 rand an hour. Yet we trade our time for pennies. We trade our time for next to nothing, right? The second you realize you're kings and queens of this earth, you shift that mindset to start making money for the life that you want to lead, there will be a shift. There'll be a wealth mindset shift. I think the other thing that we definitely want to expand on in the show is that you're generally the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with, right? If you're not surrounded by positive thinkers, people are growing, people are making money and doing positive things. I'm not talking about sitting on C63s in front of Santon wearing Gucci, right? We all know what that's about. I'm talking about real wealth mindset, right? So if you're lacking that and you need that, just be in this group. You guys inspire me, regardless of what I made. When I see that, when I see going from $600 to $1,200, like that inspires me. Makes me want to get back up and want to place on the trade. I want to go even further. I want to do even more. So you guys are absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's Globex 360 way or no way. I actually like that. I don't know who does our memes. I know one of you do amazing memes. But yeah, if someone else can do a meme for us, it's either the Globex 360 way or no way at all. I really, really like that. Yes. So we've got 2 MBTs, right? I'm gonna throw fires in. I know. Let's see who was all voted in here. I know we had a couple things. Lana's saying she's in it and it felt good. Took a trade on my MT4. It hit my TP, but then nothing showing a profit. Polelo, just go ahead and pop us your MT4 number. We will investigate for you. I couldn't make more. One of my stop loss was tight and messed up the figure. Yeah. So yeah, it's obviously about that. I think Fabian was the one who does the meme. So Fabian and Fayez, definitely the 2 of you. I will definitely vote you guys in as MVTs. We do have space for one more. I did see some votes for Colin there. I did see some votes for Peter. And we will obviously have a look at that. Tepo asking why my order moved. I don't know, dude. You obviously, you're the one who sees your order, not me. I can't see your order. Anyways, guys, massive move. I think we definitely passed the mission for today. We smashed that market and it's continuing to run. Remember what I said? Because of how important this move is and because of how important these numbers are, it could set the tone for the rest. Look at that candle. That is mental. Look at that candle at US30. That is insane, guys. That is 9,000 pips. 9,000 pip move, meaning if you're just looking at a dollar per pip, that's a $9,000 trade right there. Just a pip per dollar. $9,000 right there. Right, and people are worrying about inboxing me about so that's the thing I don't get. People inbox me and say, hey, please send me $10, $15. I'm like, wow, okay. If you can learn to do this, you'll never have to ask for money again in for the rest of your life. Focus on this. Focus on honing this art and this craft, and you can truly be financially free. Keith's saying it's the type of candle. Keith's saying the type of candle that scares ESCOM. Yeah, I agree with you. That's a good one. I'm going to use that. I'll quote you on that one. 8,000 pips. That's a monster. Well, $10 we just made more. Yeah, absolutely. Guys, listen. It's been a super long day. I've been super pumped for this particular session. If you're in these situations, in these setups, let's just have a look. USD ZAR falling substantially on that weaker dollar. The South African rand is going to gain value. So not an ideal time to withdraw if you are holding dollars. You want that rand to dollar to go back to 18, 19. I don't think it's a very long time away before we get there in terms of USD ZAR. But regardless, if you're in that Euro USD, that's going to continue to run. If you look at Euro USD, have a look at how that just has distorted markets, right? If you have a look at NFP, what did I say? It could make NFP look silly. What has it just done? It's made NFP look silly. Right now, again, we get CPI data almost every month, right? Why was this one important? It was important because of where it is positioned, not only in the markets, but in the time of the world that we're living in. And this is the important thing you need to understand when trading, is that trading price action, absolutely no issue. Price action is king, and you've heard me say that multiple times. But looking at what's happening in the world and understanding that is key. Now, you can't realistically expect to spend 8 or 9 hours behind a computer researching what's happening and understanding things. And that is what the value proposition of Globex 360 Live TV is about. Myself and the team and all our analysts and all our insights come together to deliver a value proposition. We can do the work for you and impart that information with you, and then we can have intellectual discussions around those things, that we can better understand where the market's at and how we capitalize on those things. So that is what this is all about. Someone else asked me the other day, what is the value proposition of Globex 360 Live TV? Outside of the fact of making profits, ending every week in blue, what is the value proposition? I really had to sit and think about it. I can sit and spend 6-7 hours in the market in a day researching, and I'm perfectly fine with that. To another person, that's a lot of time. If I'm putting that time in, why can I not share it with you? Why can you not benefit from my investments and time in the market? I think that is what it is all about. The investment, the time of the team. That's the major value proposition. That's what it's all about. So I see a ton of people sending me the MT4 numbers. I'm not sure why. It might have been something on Instagram. But yeah, let's see. Republican all the way. Does anyone see US index updating? 2 different PCs, no update on the US index. Let's quickly have a look here. US dollar index on my side. You still see Trump doing his thing there. He's going to stay. My US index is busy updating. Mine's busy doing its thing. Yeah, it's still doing its thing. So again, if you're on those trades, please hold onto them as tight as you physically can, because that's just absolutely dominating at this point in time. Euro USD is just on another level right now. Euro USD, remember, like 60 pips on currencies is big, right? 100 pips on currencies is like TP3, like you're really aiming deep, right? Euro USD's candle for the session, right, is 220 pips in the space of 1 hour. That's massive, right? So again, you can get down to trading a few times a week, not every day, not a million times a day. But again, you want to get the hours in. You want to put in your 10,000 hours into a skill. Obviously, you want to invest the time in the markets, but you can be in a position where you reclaim your time, reclaim your life, and essentially just trade a few times and make whatever profit goal it is that you have in mind. The markets have an ability to pay you any amount of money that you're willing to commit to and obviously understand. Chad's saying from Rensburg, tripled my account. That is absolutely massive. Well done, man. I'm absolutely super proud of you. Fabian's saying he created a new meme. Let's check our Instagram quickly. Let's have a look at what's busy going on. Did you tag me in it? I don't know if you tagged me. Instagram or Telegram? Is any re-entry? I would be very scared of re-entering with candles this big, because any sort of pullback would just be I will share this thing into the group. I don't think I can't share this into the group, Fabian. I don't think so. But anyway, that's a great meme. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's just saying account doubled. Faye is saying I'm the oldest trader here with a pensioner, but you're looking at the North. I didn't ask a question. Pension discount on those bits. Yeah, absolutely. I apologize. My camera system has said also shalom. I think that candle broke some of my systems here. Chad tripled accounts, missed out on some fun, created a new meme. Any re-entries? I wouldn't do that. But yeah, please guys, everybody that did mention in terms of MVTs, we're still missing a final person. For me, it's either Chris H, it could be Colin. You guys have been absolute massive contributors to the markets this week. In terms of your comments, in terms of your feedback. Nico, you've also been an absolute machine. So you guys will just vote a final person in for MVT for the day. Holy smokes, Megan just smashed, let's see here, 13,000. I don't know if that's dollars or rands. I'm assuming that's rands. So well done, Megan. You have absolutely smashed it. Beautiful stuff. So Megan saying made 50% of her account on one position on one trade. Okay, so let's see the votes here. Let's see. Tyler is voting Chris H. Chris H is saying, hey, for me, lol. I don't know if he's voting for himself there. Let's see. Let's just see. Colin. Tyler saying Megan is a machine. I saw Megan's trades the other day. Her profit was mad. I think Megan made like 60,000. I lost 2%. OroFX saying I lost 2% because of you. 2.5. I don't know how you lost anything because of me. If you lost money in this market, you should quit trading. Go and hand out posters and traffic. It'll probably be better for you. And anyway, this is for educational purposes anyway. So if you lost money on education and you didn't learn anything, then you lost double. Then definitely you should quit trading. Oh, I laugh. Okay, someone's voting Megan. That's good stuff. Oh, can we just finalize this MVT quickly? Chris H, let's just see here. Okay, well listen, we made a good amount of money. We'll give both, I'll do both Chris H and Colin. So Chris H and Colin, just pop me your MT4 numbers. We'll get your accounts credited from Globex 360. We'll get your account credited with an extra $250. Just for sharing the love, right? You guys have sent your screenshot of your profit, and yeah, we're gonna have some fun here. I don't think Fox understands that we are family. You say something against one of the community, or you say something not because of you, but because of the broker. RFX, we are the broker. This is Globex 360. How can I make a profit? Everyone else makes a profit, but you lose 2.5%. Fox. Okay. Beautiful stuff. Oh, someone's asking about the Instagram shares. Let me go and have a look. I know somebody else is managing the Instagrams. I believe Brandon, his amazing team, is looking at that. Brandon, let's see. I just want to do this before I leave, because once I end the stream, guys, I'm going to go and relax with my future wife, who looks like Heidi Klum's hot sister, and I'm just going to relax for the rest of the day. Okay, let's see. I'm actually so tired. I'm checking my own Instagram. Hey guys, where is Aslam? Okay, I see there's a bunch of people that tagged us and things. So what I'm going to do on these tags, guys, remember we said the first 5? Okay, so Brandon L saying Colin was the first. Does Colin win double? Chris H. Chris H is asking, does she have a sister? I've got money now to go. Oh, she does, but she's a more indoors kind of person. Okay, so I don't know what's happening on Instagram. There's a ton of people tagging us, so Brandon will manage votes Colin to win double. Colin can't win double. That's going to seem like so Colin's actually a good friend of mine, so that's going to seem like it's what do you call it, nepotism? Is nepotism the right word, or did I just, is that some disease? I'm pretty sure it's nepotism. It's nepotism. Yeah. Anyway, Colin's a good friend of mine, so I don't know if he can legally win double or if I get in trouble. Either way, we'll make it work. Anyways, I'll give it out of my personal money, right? It's all good. Powered about to go out, so it might cut out, guys. I think that is also the perfect segue for us to wrap up this session together. Listen, you guys are absolutely amazing. We've smashed the markets. We've had a ton of fun together, and it's just been an absolute pleasure with every single one of you. We've closed off a really, really profitable week. We still have a pounds for breakfast tomorrow morning, but it's just been an absolutely amazing week overall. Not because of the trades, we've dominated the markets. That's what we do. It's become a little bit of a trend here, but more because of you as a chat, as a community. We're about to bring the heat next week. We're going to be showing you guys some absolutely amazing things as always. So listen, just a massive heartfelt thank you from my side. Even though these initiatives are free, I know that you're spending something a lot more valuable than money, and that is your time. So just thank you for investing that time into your own education, into the markets, and obviously being with us right here at South Africa's longest established, locally, proudly South African regulated broker, which is Globex 360. And again, to the whole Globex 360 team, thank you for everything that you guys are doing. I know these shows may look like it's amazing stuff, but you don't realize how many people are in the background enabling us to do what we do on these broadcasts and these shows. So just to the whole team, from my perspective, just a massive thank you to every single one of you. Thank you so much. Fires, I voted for you, so just pop me your MT4 and I'll get you sorted out. Guys, listen, have yourselves an amazing afternoon. Go pat yourselves on the back. Remember, it is New York Stock Exchange Open coming out in 30 minutes. We could see a continuation of that volume. So for those of you who are looking to re-enter, what I would suggest, or what I would personally do, is I would look for the New York Stock Exchange Open. That's going to be at 4:30, GMT +2. And then based on what that market direction is, you might want to chase that. I do suspect with the data being this bad, I do suspect with the Facebook layoffs, I do suspect with all the crypto issues and happening in the tech industry, we could very well see a little bit of volatility there. So you just want to be a little bit cautious. I do think the dollar coming in so weak will be the main driving factor. So look for those continuations to the top side, but also be prepared to chase another sell temporarily. But I do think top side is where we will continue into next week. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for Pounds for Breakfast. That is also going to be a free broadcast as we wrap up the week. And until then, as always, much love. Remember to do things the Globex 360 way. Goodbye.